Hello everybody, Brad Johnson here. In this video, we're going to be talking about what profound change does for you and for the world. Let's look at what the world is going through first and foremost. When it comes to the nature of profound change, how would we define exactly how the world is going through profound change? Well, it's differentiation. Everything pertaining to normalcy is being questioned. Everything pertaining to similarity can no longer be identified. Anything representing old ways, old traditions, old habits, old beliefs are now starting to be on their way out. Therefore, change upon the planet is indicating a new time, a new era. But how do we know change is coming upon the planet? When you're no longer able to identify pertaining to patterns that you're used to. You're seeing how the world is shifting. You're seeing how it's metamorphosizing. You're seeing how it's starting to expand a great deal more. Not really contract, but it's moving much more into a state of expansion. And it is changing, and we are getting quite commonly upset. We're getting very angry, fearful, anxious, sad about these changes. But if we look back quite a while ago, because it wasn't leading into as many people that are waking up and seeing these profound changes, if we're looking a while back, we were getting used to the idea of living in artificial human systems that could be easily defined as cesspools, which means we were so used to eating filth. We were so used to stomping around in mud pits. We were so used to eating all of the crap of life and not saying anything about it, and not doing anything about it, and not realizing that we were actually doing that. But then something comes along and it shifts your perspective. And all of a sudden you awaken and you say, what am I doing? I've parked myself right next to a toilet bowl that is absolutely foul smelling. I've lived in this home that's parked right next to a toxic waste dump. I've surrounded myself with hideous bottom feeders that do nothing but completely ridicule and spew nothing but hatred, malice, belligerence, and complete and total filth my way. But prior to that awakening, before the snap, I didn't know that this was happening. I was eating crap sandwiches and thinking it was okay. I was parking right next to a toilet bowl that was filthier than any other particular type of filth I can identify, and I was tolerating it. But then that happened. What am I doing? Why am I living in this place? Why am I parked right next to a toilet bowl? Why am I eating crap sandwiches? Why am I surrounding myself with bottom feeders that have absolutely nothing beneficial to say about myself? I went through that because I didn't realize what I was going through. Change didn't hit me, and now it has. And that is exactly what the planet, many of us, are going through right now. Not all of us. There are still those who have not had their awakening yet. There are still those who have not had their change happen yet. But a lot of us have. Because that is quite the common conversation. Is all of these events that have been brewing for a very long time begin to get more and more intense, because the earth herself has her own particular states of awakening. And she will continue to open up this flower that gets bigger and bigger and blossom wider and wider and wider, and things getting much more intense and much more intense and much more intense, that even the most densest person now has a breakthrough. They get their change hit. And so why this profound change happens is because it's no more different than a pot full of water that is now boiling over to the brim, and it's now leaking through the lid, and now the lid can't even take anymore, and the lid just shoots off through all of the pressure. Well, that's what happens to every single one of us. We all have a lid, we all have a pressure cooker, and at some particular point, the pressure is going to be so great that it just blasts the lid right off the pressure cooker. And that's profound change. You don't realize that you've been living in filth. You don't realize that you have made misery your greatest companion because it's all around you. And then we look around the world after we've had that hit of change and say, oh my goodness, what's happened to the planet? It's done the greatest thing for you. It's woken you up. It's brought you into a realization that you've been parked next to a toilet bowl, that you've been living in a toxic dump, that you've been surrounding yourself with bottom feeders who have nothing good to say about you. So now that you're awoken from all of that, are you going to stay there? No, of course not. I'm going to do everything I can to change this situation. Congratulations. That's why profound change is so grand. That's why profound change is so spectacular. It's woken you out of your deep slumber. It has woken you out of your program where you have tolerated all kinds of filth and debris that is so incredibly hideous. You are just reminded of how long you've fallen asleep for and what you've had to put up with without doing anything. And this is happening on such an immense scale across the planet that the majority of people on the planet now are very much aware of all of the crap they've been eating, of all the misery that they've been keeping as companions, of the toxic waste dump that they've been living, of the people that they have surrounded themselves that only have horrible things to say about you because you've tolerated it, because you've been conditioned to tolerate it, because you've been obedient to it until now. And now what happens? That majority of people that have woken up, that majority of people who have had that change hit, that majority of people who have kept misery as their greatest companion will no longer follow that routine any further. And that is where profound change turns into profound resolve. So when you constantly hear a person telling you, this world is just completely insane, well, I doubt you were probably saying that a short time ago. I bet you were basically just in the muck and you were trying to tolerate it until something happened. Until you snapped, until the pressure cooker lid just blew right off the cooker itself. And let me tell you, I didn't see what was around me. And I had that around me for so many years, and it wasn't just until last year or last month or last 2 weeks that I now see this. There you go. Congratulations. That's a triumph. Brad, that's a triumph. You're telling me that all these things that are happening around the world right now that represent such intensities where people are just going stir crazy is a triumph? Yeah. Because now you see exactly the companion that you have kept, the companion of misery. And now that you see it, you can't be fooled again. And now that you see it through that whole realization of what you've been feeding, of what you've been holding on to, that never has to visit you again because your resolve is going to lead to its conclusion. It's going to lead to a great climax because you're not alone. You have millions, you have tens of millions, you have hundreds of millions, many hundreds of millions of people waking up all the time, demanding that there be changes to the way that we live life. And they will not stop until those changes are met. And they will not be silenced into the bullying of thinking that everything pertaining to the crap that you've been eating is a normalcy. They're going to stand up. They're going to resist. They're going to demand that there is so much change because of the actions they take. And it is happening through your world, and it is happening through the entire world as well. Your world is now changing because you've snapped. You're now going to take action. Maybe that involves cleaning the toilet bowl, or maybe that means just getting the heck out of that place because you know you don't belong there. The profound change is the great triumph. It is a triumph of this planet. It is a benefactor to this planet. Because if there was no snap, if there was no change, we'd all be eating and munching on crap sandwiches without a single person showing any glimmer of independent thought. Where there would be no recognition, realization, or resolve to the situations that you know are completely and totally unnatural to you. The very fact that this change has happened, the very fact that this planet is going through the intensity of profound change that it is, shows us we've triumphed, shows us we've prevailed. And even though we're awakening up to something very crude, very harsh, very intense, very nasty, very filthy, our resolve to do something about it is the triumph. So let go of this idea of thinking, oh, the world is so much like this and the world is so much like that. It's wonderful that it's intense. It's wonderful that everything's being shaken up, because that's what's waking up millions. That's everybody else just clicking out and say, oh my goodness, I've been eating crap sandwiches. Oh my goodness, I've been sleeping right next to a foul-smelling toilet. Oh my goodness, I've been living right here on a toxic waste dump. Oh my goodness, I've been surrounding myself with bottom feeders who have nothing good to say about me whatsoever. I've woken it up from it all. Oh my goodness, I've woken up from the program. I've woken up from the status quo system that says that this is normal, when I know it's not. Congratulations. Is this intense time going to last? No. It is a temporary transition into something better because our actions are bringing about resolve. We are coming together. We are shifting together. We are expanding together. We are bringing in new innovations together. We're bringing in new people that represent change in our lives, that are helping to guide us, that are helping to remind us of the importance of standing up, the importance of resolving these matters, the importance of getting out of the filth, the importance of cleaning yourself up, the importance of realizing that you have gone through all of these harsh things and you've come out smelling like a rose because you realized what you were doing. And you are now completely committed to changing that for your world and for everybody else that is having that and is doing this for the world. It is wonderful. The world is so intense. It is wonderful. The world is heating up so much. It is wonderful. The world is breaking down the old systems. You could not ask for something more profound that will bring about the greatest resolution very quickly. That is what profound change does for you and for the world. Thank you very much for watching the Wisdom Transmissions YouTube channel. I'm the host, Brad Johnson. I want to thank you for dropping by. I would encourage you just to like, share, comment, and subscribe this video. There's going to be a lot more videos like this to come on this channel. Also remember that I have 2 webcasts each week. On Wednesdays, I have Wisdom Transmissions Live right here on YouTube. On Thursdays, I have the Signposts, which is on Rumble. These are two excellent webcasts. It's a way to interact with the community here of Wisdom Transmissions and of the Signposts. You can also check out my website, wisdomtransmissions.com, as I do private sessions. I'm also doing full body scans, source healing. That's available on the website too. I also have my other website, which is etherics.co. You can check that out, as it all represents source-enhanced body attunement products. So check that out as well too. Thank you again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care and be well.